Where's everybody calling in from?
I'm in Portland, Oregon.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I miss Portland. That's where I lived for 6 years before I moved to Northern Arizona. I miss it all the time.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I bet Arizona's nice and warm. It's,
it is. I'm a Midwest kid originally, so like 70 to 80 degrees is good to me. The first summer that my wife and my family, we all moved here, it was like 118 degrees for 23 days in a row. Like it was actually too hot to get into the pool.
I can't.
It's a different type of heat out here.
Like, yeah. That's not right.
Yeah. And look, and I thought all the locals were kind of teasing me because I was the new guy. And I'm in a very Northern Arizona conservative little town, so I stand out a lot. So a lot of people were messing with me when I first got here. And they're like, "Are you used to the weather yet?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we've got a pool. It's been saving my life like every day." And they're like, "Yeah, you won't be able to get into it in a couple of days." I'm like, "Right." And literally like 2 days later, I went to get in the pool and it like burnt my toe. And I'm all, huh? And so here where I'm at in like Havasu, have you guys ever seen the big like blocks of ice? They're like 10 pounds of just a solid block of ice.
Yeah.
So people buy like 20 to 40 of these things at a time and throw them in their pool to cool their pool.
Wow.
And you hold on to it like a flotation device. And it sounds crazy to hold a piece of ice like that, but it's so hot, it actually doesn't like give you the cold burn. It feels amazing. So, but right now it's beautiful. This is my favorite time of year. We get like 2 to 3 good months here, but it's not like Portland, you can't beat Portland.
Yeah, it's really cold today. It's just brisk. It's chilly. It's very crisp.
Yeah, here too. The wind chill here. When I woke up, it seemed like it's been kind of chilly, but like good temp to me, And so I leave my whole house. Everyone's got jackets on and everything, but they always do. I'm always hot, so I'm like, you guys are nuts. Man, we stopped at the store this morning, and just walking into the store, that wind just cut through my clothes to the it was terrible.
Oh, that feeling. Just go through your cozy clothes. Just
Yeah. And how's everyone else doing? I see Scotty, Jeannie. Oh, Russ made it. Sherry, Connor, how you guys doing?
Good, Halo. Thank you.
Good. Good to see you guys.
Did everybody come with questions? No? Did anybody come with any specific questions, or are you just coming to learn or connect? Or
no, I have one. I have one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, what I find myself, I prefer. I like this style, the athletic style, and I also love this as well. But I'm always nervous. If I'm working out, I'm running. I don't want to break it, so I'm always taking it off and putting it back on. I didn't know. Is there effectiveness issues? Is it am I cheating myself? I just that was my concern. These I haven't taken off since I met you. These off and on all the time. I don't even want to sleep with it on.
Is it the beaded bracelet?
Yeah, it's a
Mastery.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I wear loads beaded as well, and I'm also very big into fitness. So I definitely keep mine on through all my training, because you are kind of cheating yourself a little bit, because Halo's going to go into all of this, of course, but the more you wear, the more they compound in strength, I'm sure you know. Yes. So if you're anything like me, I want all of the unfair advantage while I'm training.
Of course.
You can keep it just an inch from your body. First of all, if the string breaks, the string isn't going to affect frequency or the tech at all. You can just restring it. Obviously, you're going to want to find as many more of the beads as if they do fall off. But if you're worried about it breaking or anything, then you can just keep it in your pocket. Sometimes I'll put a piece like, the little zipper pouch on your trainers or your pants or whatever, and I'll just stick it in there if it gets in the way of my training at all.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And perfect, Nadia. That's exactly what I was going to say. If you ever had to take it off, the thing that, and I know some people get this online, some people meet us in person, so everyone's version of how they understand the technology or get introduced to it can be a little different, and not everyone's going to go to the website and do all the research and all that. So we're going to try to start doing more Q&As like this. I'm hoping at least once a month, if not even more than that, as long as people are going to show up. And for the people that come and participate, at the end of the call, we'll be giving out a buy one, get one free code, and we'll be doing like exclusive things like that for people that come in, participate, because while it's sometimes difficult to get a hold of us because we are a smaller company, we do want to be very engaged with you guys. We want to make sure that we're having an impact and effect so you guys have a full understanding and comfort with this technology so you are using it in the right way, right? So like Nadia being a trainer and training herself, she wears a ton. Me, I don't want to sleep. I'm trying to save the world. You know, I wear a ton, but not everyone has to do that, right? We have a lot of distributors this year. We had more distributors come on than ever. And I'd say almost every distributor that we have probably wears about a half a dozen minimum, just because of those compounding effects. But also, like you asked, got a very good question. You don't want to break it, or sometimes you want to take it off. So these are the best answers, and we can elaborate if you guys want to chime in anytime, or if you guys have the chat thing open and you want to send a message in there, that's awesome as well. So just think of like with a magnet, when you start getting it close to the refrigerator, it gets to that, kind of inch and a half away, and you can kind of feel the pull. This is very similar to how that works. It's a field. So it doesn't physically have to be touching you. It just has to be within about an inch of your body. Right. Wonderful. So if you want to take it off, that's great. This is the other part also, Scotty, because that's a very good question. It's also depending on the amount of time that you're taking it off. Nadia probably wouldn't, she'll say never take it off. That's my vote as well. But being as honest and direct about the question, if you're only taking it off for like 15 to 20 minutes or 30 minutes, something like that, even up to a couple of hours, you're probably not getting that much of detrimental effect for it, doing anything to you or harming you from having it off. But if you take it off for like a half a day, a full day, 2 days, for sure, after 2 days, the effects will usually about wear off, because you'll be bombarded by all the other frequencies that are going to confuse the area that it was helping resonate. Does that make sense?
Yeah, crystal clear. So no more taking this off for sleeping. That's I'm out for like 8 hours, so no way. Got it.
Yeah, and again, even 8 hours, again, is not going to be super detrimental, but it is definitely going to be cheating your sleep cycle. Right.
Understood.
But also, because it's the mastery bracelet too, that's going to be one that you really want to wear while you're sleeping.
Yeah. And I wear 2 masteries. So those extra frequencies and everything, I mean, it's a very, very big deal that you'll really start to notice. And to be honest, and I hope everyone hears this, because this is a fun experiment to me, and you're getting to do it in a reverse manner, right? So a lot of times people are not sure if they can feel what's happening or not from the bracelet, right? But if you take it off for 2 days, you'll feel the difference for sure, of anything. But with you having a master bracelet, if you've been sleeping with that off, like sleep with it on for like a week straight, and literally probably within 2 days, I'd say at best 3 for sure, you should notice a difference in your sleep. I'm not saying that you're going to get more, but you'll probably notice less and just deeper rest, which that's what I want for everybody. If you guys have never been to one of my talks or seen a podcast of mine, I'm very anti-sleep. I don't think that's a real thing. I think your body needs rest. So if we can help you get deeper rest in a shorter amount of time, like that's really one of my dreams for everybody, because you have more time to do things and you're not wasting time sleeping, which sounds so weird to so many people until you get in the habit of not sleeping and you're like, what have I been doing this whole time? Because if you're feeling amazing and you're not aching, you have this high energy, why have that extra time just sleeping? You're not doing anything. Most of the people, and not everyone, if you're retired and you're relaxing and you're chilling, you're doing it, that's fine. But most people that get involved in the company are on some type of self-help or naturalistic approach to life. And so most of us do wish we had more time. And the easiest way to get more time is if you can get rest without having to waste it sleeping, which I know sounds funny, but again, once you experience it, is very, very impacting and is amazing. And David, I see David says he never takes his off. Yeah, look, the ones I've had on, I've had most of these on for 6 to 7 years, unless it's like a newer thing that we have, and I literally never take them off. I've got 2 boys. I maybe had 3 or 4 pieces break over a decade from like fighting or wrestling with them, or dog getting too playful, something like that. But it's pretty rare. But I have noticed that if I go to take it off or switch it off, I'm going to give this frequency a rest for a couple of days or something. I can tell immediately, because I live in this frequency world, but not everyone might. But that's a great question.
Thank you very much.
One other thing I also want to touch on that Nadia had mentioned, because we get this question often as well. If you do break any of the bracelets, It's the material itself that we have imprinted the frequencies into at a molecular level. So you don't need the stretch cord for the bracelet to still be working, right? Or if you have a bracelet and say like someone had just sent in a clasp leather that the leather part came out of the metal, if you still keep that in your pocket, it's still going to work. Obviously send it in and we'll replace it. And just in case anyone that isn't here is going to be following up about questions about orders or replacements or anything like that. A moment ago, I'd mentioned we got more distributors on this last year than we've really ever had. So a lot of the things that we had to either replace or if it's on back order, my distributors bought me out for things that I did not expect in any way, shape, or form. And then we had holiday shipping and all that stuff. So I think I sent out like 17 orders yesterday that were all breakages or replacements or something from like November, December. It took that long for us to get them back in stock from all of our distributors.
On that too, just with the clasp leather, for example, if it does come out of the metal, you can also just leave it back in. It's not going to affect it. Yeah. You don't want to like wait for, ship it back in and then ship it back to you or whatever. You can just fix it yourself too, if you want. It is enough.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah. Aaron, I see you here. And Jeannie, Russ. All right, I think that's everyone. And we kind of already started with the questions. So I don't know if anyone has any other questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, but welcome to the QA, guys. Thank you for being here. Let's see, David said, I've had a black metal bracelet for about 4 years. I have many compliments on the looks. Of all things, do you still sell this product? Is it the silicone or is it one of the black stainless steel?
Metal. It's a black metal.
Oh, it's metal. So I don't know if you'll be able to send a picture or not, David. Is it one of our tungsten or is it stainless steel? Do you remember? Stainless. So the black stainless steel, we've had a couple different ones, and we had one that was really good. And when COVID hit, the vendor closed. So the new one, the black paint, wears really nice. Okay, so it is the coated one. Yeah. So we had some people that absolutely loved it. We had some other people that would peel the paint off. So that's why we end up discontinuing it. It is one that if someone does want, we can special order through our vendor, but it's all gone now. Okay, so yeah, so we don't have that style anymore because of that happening. But like you just said, it looks really cool. And that's another thing that's interesting. I've had people that will get like our military chain necklace, right? And it's stainless steel hyperallergenic, so it shouldn't really change. But we had a woman that has like crazy pH and it turned like this brown color, right? And she goes, well, I don't mind it. Actually, look how it likes. Is the technology still there? Yes. Yes. So for any of you guys that have any of these things, if you're not worried about the wear and tear, please, for me, I'm telling you, send it in and we'll send it back as soon as we can, right? It's not always as fast as you want, but if you are okay with the wear and tear, and it's just a unique, you might be the only one that has it with all the paint peeled off. And if you like it, fantastic. The technology is still working. That being said, if you're concerned, send it back. And in this case, because it's something we don't have, we would just offer you credit towards something equal or lesser or multiple things to get to that same cost. But that being said, if someone does have a product that they really want that we've discontinued, we usually can track the vendor down. In this case, they're gone, but we can try to find something similar and get it to you if that's okay. If not, like I said, then we'll do credit, but we want you guys to have stuff that you're going to enjoy wearing and feels and looks nice on you. He said everyone wants one. Man, maybe we should, I'll reach out to him, David. I'll let you know. I'll see if we can track it down. But thank you for that. Russ, I'd love to say this whole thing. Customers, no problem. Oh, good. Russ got the 5G. Said sleep's been awesome. Good.
I was just telling my mom I used to need 9 hours of sleep, and then I got that one too, and it went down to like 5 to 7 hours.
Yeah, the 5G, well, pre-5G. Yeah. The reason that adds so much energy and helps with sleep is because it has the sun frequency in it, and the sun frequency, like, I don't have a scientific way to explain it, so you guys just work with me here. It literally feels like you have like a mini sun inside of it.
Literally.
And the best way that you can contemplate that energetically, like you just have this little ball that just feels really comforting. It feels kind of warm and it feels very energetic. So
blissful.
Yes, and we stumbled across it on accident while we were trying to research the 5G thing. And I'm telling you, as the moment I felt the frequency, I was like, okay, listen, I need a bracelet of just this because this is amazing. And so I had the first like all sun frequency, and now it's one of our most popular that we have for sure. But that's one of the reasons. Also, David, for the he said something masculine. So our old tungsten bracelet, which was like our top of top, it's this bracelet right here. Same thing. Our vendor, same guy that was doing the other ones, did these, and they went out. We've recently tracked down another company that makes tungsten that's really similar, and so it probably will be end of March, if I'm being honest. But we'll have the tungsten bracelet, which is a very nice looking men's bracelet, but it'll be the first bracelet that we'll have that will offer in multiple frequencies. So when you go to look at the tungsten bracelet, you can get it as a regular level 2 Schumann bracelet. You'll be able to get it as an octave. You'll be able to get it as a sun. You'll be able to get it as a 111. I think that's it. I think we're going to offer it in 4 frequencies. 111. I think you'll be able to offer it in 4. Aaron, great question. How do we charge them without? Yeah, perfect. So we have 2 ways, and one I wasn't really telling people until I was just on this podcast in the UK last week. So we have a machine that we developed about 13 years ago. It's the only one in the world that can do it. It's not a Rife machine. There's literally no technology like this on the planet. We have the only machine that can do it. So it's think similar to like an MRI machine chassis. So we have this, big opening that we can fill it up with, but we have to program our machine to the material type and then to the frequency type. So depending on the material, that's what delegates the amount of time that it goes through the machine. So as an example, like our level 1 silicone bracelet, that goes in the machine for about roughly 16 hours, right? But then when you get into something like tungsten or hematite, because it's much more dense, that's closer to like 24 to 25 hours, right? We'll also be releasing tattoo ink later this year. Because there's not a ton of material to imprint in the tattoo ink, but we found a company that uses like 3 times the amount of carbon than any other company. That takes like 36 hours in our machine to get it imprinted, but you'll be able to get a tattoo to have this just permanently put in you. You don't have to worry about your jewelry. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff, but you will have to worry about if you ever get an MRI done, then the MRI will wipe it. So then you'll have to get a touch-up, right? But other than that, you'll never have to worry about that. So I hope that answers the question to the best of what I can without revealing the secrets. The other part of it also, guys, the company's called Mystech because it's mysticism and technology, and we're being that bridge. Our cell phone would be magic in the 1400s. It's just technology. A lot of these things that we see as spiritual, esoteric, so it's just old technology that we forgot how it works. This technology that we're even using now, aside from how we're doing it, but frequency technology has been around for millennia. I don't know how many people have done the research and found it out, but even like the ancient pyramids are set up in such a way to create a frequency inside, and they call it the King's Chamber. It's very, very interesting stuff. And that's the other thing. Anyone that's not really familiar, if you guys are on here, I'm open because you want to know more about it. But if you do your research on resonance and on frequencies, there's so much untapped potential that's out there. Like I'm honest, in fingers and everything else crossed, I'm blown away that this is not something that's not regulated in a way that it should be. But it's not, because most of the frequencies we have are really detrimental, and that's kind of how the world works at the moment, unfortunately. So we'll keep doing this as long as we can and revealing more and more things every opportunity we can until it gets regulated at some point. But we're doing the best that we can right now. So I hope that answers the question, Aaron, as far as how we're doing it. The other part of it, again, the mysticism part of it. While I'm very much a scientist, I also was like a Reiki practitioner and all those other things. So every piece that we have, I sit probably 15 to 20 minutes with every item type and do my own little energy thing over it as well to give that overlying layer of whatever else that might enhance or bring out for anyone that is a fan of those things. If not, then I'm just putting all my hopes and dreams into it for no reason at all, and nothing else is happening. But in my mind, it's helping a lot. So that is another part that we have, which is why I say no one can duplicate it, because no one else is doing that, to my knowledge. Broadway Bridge. Devin, if you're talking about the machine, the sun frequency. Yes. Okay. That's, thank you for saying it, David. I don't know if any of you guys have experienced like red light therapy, but if you have, red light therapy gives you this very specific warm, glow, energizing thing that happens. And he said it probably feels like a quad wave from red light. And that's very, very, very similar to what it does feel like. You really feel it from the inside out. That's where with the red light, you kind of feel it from the outside going in, if that makes sense.
It's like I'm already naturally really happy, but when I have sun frequency on, it's like an immediate like increase in just your happiness. Like I don't know how to explain it otherwise. Like
if you're already a happy person, it feels weird getting happier because it doesn't make sense. You're like, no, I'm sure I'm happy.
And I can, like you can feel it. It's really hard to explain, but it literally is like having a pocket full of sunshine. but I can feel it. Like Halo was saying, he can feel when his frequencies are like certain ones are off of him. I know immediately if that one's not on me anymore. Like if I've like dropped it or something, like I had a pendant and I dropped it, I lost it at the beach of all places, the happy place. I got it in a bracelet, so I wouldn't need it, but definitely that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's awesome. I highly recommend if you guys, if you end up using the code for anything, I highly recommend it be the Sun or the Pre 5G, just if you don't already have it. Otherwise, get whatever you want. You know, if you don't have the Octave, that's the other thing. That is my main like flagship. Octave did so much more than what I expected when we were developing it, and the testimonials we've got, like, it's really my favorite product that we have. Aside from the Sun, I go back and forth a lot, but it's, you know, those are amazing. Another thing really quick, I just want to make sure we cover everything. I don't know how much time everyone has, so I'm gonna try to go quick if I can, but if you guys need to slow me down, just let me know. David had mentioned that some people ask him if any of the Mystech products will interfere with other products that they wear. And he said no, but he mentioned, and that's a correct answer. It won't interfere with any of your other products or healing products, anything that you have. If anything, it will protect you from any of the harms that they have if they are electronic. And that, dude, this is a weird thing also. And I was talking with a guy about this. There's a lot of EMF products that are using electricity to protect you from electricity, which is an interesting thing to me. But this, if anything, would just block out any of the EMF harms that are coming. But because especially with the Schumann resonance, right, with our 7.83 hertz products, because this is putting your body into optimization, if anything, it's going to enhance whatever those other products are doing. So I wouldn't say interfere as much as I'd say we'll probably harmonize and make it work better. And that's a similar thing. We've had a lot of people that are on like heavy doses of medication their whole life. We'll have a lot of people within, 1 to 2 weeks say they feel like they're getting like old medicine head, like when you take too much medicine. You know what I'm talking about? When you get that weird thing, because your body is more aligned, you're absorbing more of what's going into your body. And so a lot of times people can cut back on their medication, and we always talk to a doctor first, but all this is going to do is enhance and improve anything else that you're doing to your body, whether that's good or bad. So if you're doing bad things, it's going to enhance the bad things too, right? We can't protect you from, it's our podcast, I can't protect you from stupid stuff. I'm sorry, I love you guys, but I don't know another way to say it, so I hope that's okay. But very, very good question, David, very good question. Leslie, would it be possible to charge house water? So this is a yes and no, and we've been working on this for a while. So I say this sparingly, depending on where you live, you might have enough minerals in your natural tap water. But just normal tap water, there's not enough solid material for us to imprint. If we were using like mineral water, there's some mineral waters that we can imprint because there's enough mineral in it. Like colloidal silver we could do because of the silver molecule that's in it. It's just the amount that it would cost for us to run it in the machine and everything when we turn around, like, and I could be wrong, but I don't think a lot of people are going to spend like $30 on a bottle of water. You know what I mean? That's just, and I don't want the business, as much as I love the business and all that stuff, I don't really want the business to make a ton of money for me in that way. I want the business to grow and help people in the way that they need it. So there's a lot of items and products that we've created. I'm like, it's not cost efficient for us to make that and expect people to spend that kind of money on it. Like, guys, I've thought about making light bulbs, like how we have our lamps are $100. And it makes a field of the frequency, which feels amazing, by the way. If you have this little purple light behind me, this is actually a plant light that's imprinted to the sun frequency. So when I say I love the frequency, like I have this turned on all day long and you can feel it. It's amazing. But if we want to do like a light bulb, it'd be $50 a light bulb. I don't want people spending $50 on a light bulb to do it. Get a lamp, carry the lamp with you room to room. It'll last way longer than a light bulb, so on. So there's things that we can make, but water, unfortunately, at this time is not one of them. We do have water bottles, and I'm actually getting ready to ship this. Hold on, give me 1 second. To
answer those other questions, you can wear it in a tanning bed and you can wear it into an IR sauna. The only place you can't take it is into an MRI machine.
So you guys know those little like mixer balls for like when you're working out, right? So we have these imprinted, and you just drop that into your water bottle, your whatever you want, and the longer it waits, the better imprinted it's going to be. But even if you give it just 20 minutes, you're gonna you'll be able to tell the difference in the taste of your water. So to do liquids and stuff, like we have these, which is again, also that's crazy. And anyone that can chime in, give me an idea on this, because I thought the water thing would be huge. And we actually had those cool little vacuum sealed water bottles. You guys know what I'm talking about? They keep everything cold forever or hot forever. And we got them laser engraved with like different sacred geometry patterns, different cool little things. And we were selling those for, I think, $75 imprinted. And a non-imprinted one is like 60. So to me, I'm like, this is perfect. We didn't really sell a lot of them, but I sell 3 of these for 75 all day long, which in my mind is weird. The bottle is a way better thing to me, but people didn't like that and people love these. So this is the only thing we've got right now to do water and things like that. I've even thought about doing like shower heads, just because it does feel cool. But Nadia has her company Pro Priest and makes like skincare products. And so we have done like bath soaks where you can like soak in the frequency. There's like, I don't know a way to describe relaxation like it. It's very, very different. It's very, very therapeutic. But it's one of these things that when we've released it or mentioned it, we didn't really get a ton of feedback from a lot of people. So it wasn't a big thing that we pushed and carried and kept forever and ever and ever. But if someone asked, we're like, well, get a hold of Nadia and she can make it for you, right? So is it charged at an atomic level? Yeah, we're imprinting at a molecular level for sure. Good question, Aaron. So yeah, it's quantum. She answered that. Red. Oh, Devin, you got all those on. Yeah. The red and silver silicone. Yep. And so the silver silicone, so that's another thing. So even that bracelet that you're talking about, Devin, the level 2, I'll show you guys this real quick. The level 2 Silver Lightning, right? This is our silicone brand that's level 2. It's the only one that we had. This is what I mean. Earlier, I was talking about some shipments and replacements that have taken a while because we sold out. We sold out of every octave bracelet that we had made, and we got thousands of these things made between the holidays and our distributors. So there's a $25 difference from the Silver Lightning, like what you have, Devin, to the octave, and the $25 for that extra frequency is so much more. I had my warehouse take all of our Silver Lightnings, and we actually ran them through the machine and upgraded all of these. Now are also octave. So we no longer have the Silver Lightning available. I think we might have like 20 of each size on hold in case we have to do replacements or anything like that. But it's off of the website. You can't even order it anymore because the extra $25 is so much more than just what the Silver Lightning is doing. Just to give you guys an idea of how impacting the octave bracelet really is. Red and yellow Fugio, is it safe to go? Yeah. Connor, the sauna, totally fine with the ban. I think maybe Nadia already answered that. So I'm a little behind on some of the questions. I think yellow is true. Yes, Devin, you're correct. Red is liberation. It's also a very grounding frequency. And then yellow is very, very creative. And they weren't discontinued. We just sold out of them. And the rate that people were ordering them versus other products, we just chose not to invest back into it as a silicone at the time. We're probably having some new mineral bracelet that will release as Sofigios instead, just because the silicone companies are hard to keep up with. I wish I remembered this. So if it was a Sofigio product, none of them were canceled. We just ran out of the product type. And so I know we've got more 852 coming as an amethyst bracelet soon. I know we're going to be doing the sacral frequency 417 was huge, and we saw that really, really quickly. But we'll have that soon in crystals as well. Any crystals in the future? If you guys can chime in on this, this is a real question I have for everyone as well. Do you guys want us to carry crystals? Like, that's a real question. And I say that because I owned a crystal shop before I did this, and we did well. And at some of the locations, we would bring crystals that were charged and everything, but people didn't really seem to want them. And so that's the other thing I run into a lot is there's so many ideas and things that we can do with this because our machine is so incredible. But a lot of times, if it's an idea that a handful of people like, we don't get enough people that catch on for it to be cost efficient. So every time that we go to imprint something, we have to run the machine for a minimum of 24 hours, and it has a huge demand on power. So it's very expensive for us just to turn the machine on. So we try to really schedule it and plan it out. But the way our machine works is it can only do one frequency at a time. Okay, so that means anytime that we want to do like a Solfeggio frequency or a sun frequency or anything like that, we actually have to run the machine for 24 hours to clear it of the old frequency, then another 24 hours to set it to the new one, then another 20-ish to imprint the new things. So that's why it doesn't happen as quick and often as everything, because it's really, really expensive to do it. And if we're doing it on a test product, sometimes we spend thousands of dollars on an item that we sell 5 times. And so it's cool to experiment and try it out and everything. But as I want the business to grow, and I really want to do it the right way, I don't want it to become like a multi-level marketing or networking or any of that stuff. I just want to be able to distribute products to people that are going to help in the ways that they want. But we can't keep making products that we think are going to be good and then no one gets. You know, I've got literally hundreds of thousands worth of products that are just sitting there that I've had for over a decade because no one wanted them, but I thought it would be a really cool idea. So those usually end up at like our events in person, because that's what we find a lot also is people won't always get it online, but they'll get it at an event. So a lot of our discontinued things or things that didn't really take off, we'll take those to events and then people go crazy over them. And I'm like, great, let's put it back online. And then after a month and a half, we sold 2. And so I'm like, okay, well, so it's fun. I'm kind of human like you guys, so I'll say it gets frustrating a little bit, but at the same time, it's really fun just to kind of test and pick and choose and see what you guys are going to want and what's the feedback and what's the impact. Because a lot of times when we make something, we've only got so much data and so much testing that we've been able to do. But then after we've got it out to 500 people, we'll start hearing things over and over and over that we didn't know it was going to do. And we're like, oh, well, this is awesome. Let's test out another thing. And that's how we've developed a lot of the products. Asking about the yellow sulfugia. Sorry, hold on.
He's asking about the name of the band, but I think it just literally is.
Oh, I think it was Creation. Yeah, I think it was Creation. Crystals, yellow. What was the band called? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just. It was just Creation. Pretty sure. Have you tested imprinting large stones like 5 to 10 pounds at the same frequencies the master races? Yeah, actually, I've done custom ones for that. So great question. So, and again, it's one of these things. There's ways to market it. I just don't want to take time to do it, and I don't want to have other people in the company work on it as well. So if you guys have ever had like a hot stone massage, if anyone's ever done that, I've had a handful of companies pay us to do their massage stones, right? And we'll imprint them with different frequencies or with the solfeggio frequency, the Schumann frequency. And anyone that's having like deep tissue massage, the pain that comes afterwards from all the toxins getting broken up and released and all that stuff, every person that we've got feedback from that have used the stones don't have the pain come. Now, that being said, it's going to sound silly, but most people in here, I think, are pretty knowledgeable, so this makes sense to you guys. I cannot tell you how many massage clinics and chiropractic clinics that would carry our bracelets or carry our stones, and after 3 months say they can't anymore because they're losing clients. Right? So if you don't have pain, you don't come back, which is not good for those type of businesses. So the things that we would market also shoot ourselves in the leg. We're like, look, we love your product, but we're losing business. So, how do you juggle and balance that? So on the other hand, I've got people that are like their own independent massage therapists or something like that, and they'll pay to get the custom ones done. Now for custom stuff, I think, let's see, next is Russ's question, but Scott, that was a great question, man. Custom items. So custom imprinting is depending on the size of the material type, and how many, right? So if you're taking like a massage stone, something that's about that big, I think they got 8 of them done. It came out to about $800, right? Which actually is really good. Usually something the size of a bracelet custom is about $100. A ring is maybe 50. So to get stones like that, because there were so many of them, and again, it was one of the things, I've got kind of a partner, more of a financial person, but so there's a lot of things I want to make. I've got to argue with them and be like, no, look, I don't care how much it costs, just do it. I just want to see what happens. Or just give us a really good deal on this test product, and I think we'll get 1,000 of them. And so sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but the stones just never took off in a way that we wanted to start marketing for and everything for that. But I would love to do it. I would love to do it, right? And just because it's a fun thing, I don't know, popped in my head, so I'm gonna tell you guys, and I'll get back to the questions. So another big project I'm working on right now, I mentioned the lights that we have in the lamps, right? When I was living in Portland and Nadia was up there staying with us, one of my offices had an LED strip light, like they do for like behind TVs and atmospheric, those bright LED lights, was laced around the entire room to the Schumann residence. And I'm telling you, when you walked into the room, you felt this like field that you passed through. And it felt like I'm getting I don't know how good my camera is, but I got goosebumps even talking about it. Like your body just has this whole thing that happens, right? I did market it because we did the lamps, and the lamps were a little easier, more portable. But anyone, I can see some of you guys ever been to like a festival before, like a music festival or a hippie festival, and they've got different cool little experiences that you can kind of try out, right? I see a couple of you guys now. Okay. So what I'm working on right now is literally making a Solfeggio rainbow bridge, but we'll only have it at events. I don't know how to sell it yet because it's going to be kind of a pain to set up and everything. But so the first, and all we're going to do is get those big LED strip lights done. And so one will be at 396 for the root and one at 417 for the sacral. But so every color will actually be imprinted at a different frequency. And we're going to have these like 4-foot stakes that will go in the ground, and the LED will face on the inside, and it'll be like a 8-foot tall archway. And then 2 feet in front of that will be an orange one. 2 feet in front of that will be a yellow one. And you'll literally walk through this thing and get every one of your chakra points blasted with the actual frequency for it. I think it's going to be incredible. I've tried it with the lamps. That's the other thing, guys, for the lamps. I think I'm sold out right now. But if you guys have seen the lamps, they're the little like LED puck looking things, and they just have a slit and you put an insert into it, right? Well, that's imprinted. And when the light comes, thank you, Russ. If you guys can see Russ's screen real quick, Russ has got one. I don't know how to make that the main screen, but can you guys see that on Russ's screen? How do I make him the main?
There you go.
Okay, wait, anyone that can see it. If you take out the little insert, which is the guy meditating, if you take that out, that little slit, thank you, Russ, you meant, that little slit that the thing goes into, you can use that as energy therapy and just take and put that right on your forearm, on your head, any place you have pain. And it's so weird. It's condensed light with the frequency. You'll physically feel the light pressing on your skin, and it's light. It's the weirdest thing. You're just like, what is that? And you can move it up and down, and you'll feel this little force going on there. So I've tested that with multiple frequencies. That's why I know this little rainbow bridge thing will work. But other than doing it at an event, I'm not really sure how to get that out as a product to you guys, right? Only other consideration that I have, if you guys like this idea, like with a massage table, right? We can make smaller ones that you could just kind of click on one side and kind of arch over, maybe with Velcro, and you just have to have your own little setup to do it that way. It might not be something to walk through, but something that could be used for just therapy at the house. Something like that we could definitely create. So I know I'm really behind on the question, you guys. Work with me. Russ had talked about 555 hertz. So thank you for bringing that up. Sometime this year, and guys, again, it's just where I keep wanting to put my energy and funding and everything into it. So some things we do at quicker paces. So 111 hertz is actually the frequency of divinity, which is I don't know how big a deal you guys know. It's a really big deal. So that was the first one that we made. But also 222 does something, and 333. You know, all these sacred numbers all actually do things. I'll tell you guys something that's actually really, really funny and entertaining. 666, while it sounds scary, is actually good for fertility. Who knew? Now, I like to look for patterns and weird stuff all over the place. So this was just really funny. If you go to dial mom in your phone, you actually dial 666. Sorry, that's just how the numbers are set up on the phone. So it's a weird thing to me when I saw that. I'm like, 66 says mom and it's fertility. That's weird. Now, we haven't made that because 417 also helps with fertility, and we've already had a bunch of people give us great feedback about it. But at some point, we will have all the different frequencies. It's probably something that we'll be releasing the tattoo ink in, just because that'll be an individual product that we've not done before. That'll be a fun thing to do. So it's definitely something that we will be working. Devin, more fair, frequency move, different type of medium presentation. Yes. Crystals. So you guys like the idea of the crystals? Yeah, kind of, somewhat. Some people, yeah. Okay, all right. So what we might do, maybe the first crystals that we'll release, we might do something with shungite, just because shungite has its own natural EMF stuff. But we've also stayed away from shungite because it'd be like adding water to more water. You know what I mean? But I have found really good deals on shungite, and it's something that's come up a bunch. So other than Lemurian quartz, which my whole place is just littered with, that's my favorite, but it might be a little spendy. We can definitely work on getting some crystals set up for you guys and see what you guys think. So thank you for that feedback, because it's something I'd like to try out as well. Yes, we can imprint gemstones. It just depends on the size. And that's another thing I've considered doing, is like offering just imprinted beads for people that want to make their own stuff. And then you don't have to buy bracelets. You can, buy pre-imprinted tech and make whatever you want. Having tens of thousands of products. Yes, it is terrible, but it's fun. It's fun. And, sometimes I'll go grab all the stuff that we like. And Nadia can tell you that we haven't sold in had a long time and just lay it all out and just lay on it. And just get bombarded with all these different free, and it feels great and it's fun. And, what else do you do with this stuff?
It is really fun.
Yes, it is.
You still have the 1000 hertz online?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not available online, but I still have it on. Yeah, we did 1000 hertz, which is like crazy brain activity. And I remember when I gave Nadia, she's like, I need another one.
I was wearing like 6 at a time, but I maxed out at 6 because I had a bag of them in my pocket, and I was like, too much. 6 is a good. I think I wear 3 of them now.
Yep. And yeah, David, he said by gemstone, something exotic. Yep. Any material that we get, we've been doing this for a really long time, and we have the calibration for almost every material type that I'm aware of. In the rare event we come across something that's not, we can hire. That can get a little spendy if it's something that we don't have done, because our original lab also shut down during COVID, so we have to use this other company out of Maryland now. So the answer is yes. I don't know what the cost and everything would look like, but we can do it. We definitely can do it. We are the 666 carbons, neutrons, protons. Absolutely. Lila Tech, I've not heard of Lila Tech, but I will say this. I couldn't even give you guys an accurate number. It's been so long now, but dozens of companies have claimed to have frequency technology the same or similar to ours. And this is what I'll say. I don't ever want to badmouth any products, but I will say the systems, programs, labs, everything that we've used to test our products, anytime that we put anyone else's up against through the same process, we've never come across anything that shows anything. Now, again, that's not saying that they're not doing something that's maybe working on some field that we're unaware of, but no one has resonant technology like we do, right? So, oh man, what's the one called? There's actually one I will badmouth because I can't believe that people actually still get it. And so if you guys have it, I don't even mean to offend them. What's the one? There's a company out there that says that they can beam a frequency to your house or to your phone. Does anyone know what that is? Like Beamy or Weebly or Beam, I don't know, something. But to our understanding of how the technology works, there's nothing that can do that. But a lot of, yes, Fluffy, that's the one. But yeah, and so for us, same thing. We're like, all right, well, here's our phone number, here's our house, and beam it directly to where our machine is that can test these things. So you'd think if we're being bombarded and blasted with it, we should definitely be able to get a reading, and we don't show anything different than any other cell phone. We don't show anything different fluctuating in our area. Now, again, that's not saying that it's not working on something. Like, and this is what I mean, guys. Back in the day, you guys remember the magnetic bracelets, right? The science behind the magnetic bracelets is that if you have a magnetic bracelet on your wrist that your blood flows through, and your blood has iron in it, so the magnetic field will pull the iron in your blood and increase your circulation, right? Now, technically, theoretically, that sounds great and would make sense. The only problem with that is scientifically, when iron is oxygenated like it is in the bloodstream, it's not magnetic. So that would mean that exact theory and everything is scientifically impossible. Now, that being said, we honestly don't fully understand magnets. There's a lot of things that we pretend that we really get, and we just don't, and we just stop talking about it like we know enough. Magnets is one of those things. So I'm not saying that magnets are still not doing something to the body, something to one of the fields that we have. I'm just saying it's not doing that. So that's what I'm saying for all the other frequency technologies that are out there. I'm not saying that they're not doing something. I'm just saying they're not doing what we're doing. Sky, so I don't know, 8 questions behind, guys. So far, everything good? You guys cool? Everything's good? Yeah. Okay, cool. So we've never had an imprinted full belt, but the first location I had in Scottsdale, Arizona, Cowboys. So we would have the big belt buckle things, right? Now, and these were very expensive. We hardly ever sold them, but let me tell you something. When we sold them, okay? We could not keep it in the box. Someone that was in the belt buckles and said, like, how much is that? Oh, it's like 250. Yeah, I need that right now. And they would get it really quick. It's one of those very niche-y things. When COVID hit, we closed all of our mall locations because obviously one-on-one traffic just went away. So that was one of those things that sold occasionally in person, but not enough that we'd want to keep it on board. I'm sure we probably got 1 or 2 laying around somewhere. If anyone's into the big cowboy buckle thing, I can let you know, and we can post pictures or something, message us, let us know. But yeah, so we've done that. We've had people ask about suits of armor. We've done some clothing. We can do like buttons in a shirt, as long as it's solid, we can do it. Give me 1 second, guys. I got a knock. I'm going to have you guys talk with Nadia for just a second, and I'll be right back, okay? I don't know what the next question is, but I'll be right back, just a moment.
All right. How's everybody going with all the responses so far? Any further questions or comments, concerns?
Halo is so quick answering stuff.
Yeah, he does talk fast, doesn't he? He thinks fast too. Did he answer all of your questions, Russ?
Yeah, I think so. Besides, I just asked one about vision and hearing, and somebody else answered it.
That's me.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So Dragon Tribe does help with, I know with bones, teeth, which are bones, and vision and wound healing. As far as hearing, that one I've got to ask Halo on, but I'm sure there's one for that too. And when you say hearing, is it more like tinnitus, or is it like, what kind of issues with hearing are you having, or somebody having?
Well, it was just curiosity. I'm not, like, my hearing is okay. I think it could be better, but it was just a curiosity, anything that would help with hearing.
Okay. Yeah, I was just talking to, I know if you increase your water intake and make sure you get enough sleep, that reduces tinnitus.
Okay.
Tinnitus, however you like to pronounce it. And then as you were saying earlier too, how whatever, it doesn't interfere with any other technologies or whatever you might be using, but it will potentially enhance them. So Scotty and I were talking about, like, with fitness earlier. So for example, I take essential amino acids and creatine and things like that, vitamin D sublinguals, B complex sublinguals. So you'll end up needing to take less of those, because as your body's in its like natural optimal environment, your body's going to actually absorb more of whatever you put into it, again, good or bad. So you end up kind of maximizing your the effects of whatever you put into it for using supplements and things like that, for example. So just on the last part of that, Halo, if you're back, Russ was asking about hearing, if there's any frequency that specifically helps with that.
I'm sure there is. I just don't, it's been a long time since we looked at anything like that. I think when we were testing it, we weren't getting enough consistent results or high enough impact. That was something we wanted to chase after. But to be honest with you guys, there's a frequency for pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Really. It's like we've got about 60,000 different frequencies listed, like for all sorts of different things. The tricky part with that, and this is where like the Rife technology, right? So all the frequencies that we use all follow Tesla theory, which is 369 of the sequence of the universe. So every number that we use will add up to 369. And with that, we know everything is safe and good and has great resonance and alignment. But there are frequencies out there, like, as funny as it sounds, there's a frequency to make you pee your pants. You have any idea how much fun that is? We have frequencies that make you throw up. When I very first started, we had it at a location, like, if you can hold this for 2 minutes without throwing up, we'll give you $500 right now. For all the people that they're sure this is not real. I think we got maybe 2-3 days at most at the mall, and then we had to quit doing it because it was a biohazard every person's room. So we've got frequencies for everything. It's just, again, the impact of it, the effectiveness. Like, don't get me wrong, if we had something that allowed you to hear down the street, I don't even know that we'd release it. I'd probably just keep it to myself. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
I was just thinking, like, it's not specifically like, I think a lot about, just everyone. And there's just so many people that have struggled with seeing, hearing. So it's like, if we could get that down and offer like a hearing aid that's imprinted with the frequency, that would help. I mean, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, the Dragon Tribe frequency does help with eyesight. And the Schumann resonance, we had tons of people that said that it helped with theirs as well. Now, obviously, if it's terrible, we can't make it so you can see. But, minor improvements is really what we're going for.
Yeah.
So there is definitely a possibility, and maybe it's something to revisit. Even with Octave, is Octave. I think we came across that on accident looking up something else. Oh yeah. We were looking up something else for a friend of mine that asked me about a specific thing, and then came across this frequency. I'm like, wait, what? And then we tested it, and it actually worked exactly like it had listed. So it can definitely be a thing that we'll revisit, and sometimes we don't have things because it's not the right time for us to have them. So we'll check it out. I can let you know. So they're not good. My dog apparently ripped our whole thing out of the pool, and there's water and broken stuff all over the backyard. Okay, I love you. So yeah, so Dragon Tribe definitely can up with that.
Were you saying 1,000 hertz for brain activity, but that doesn't equal 3?
I know it's a 1, but it has 3 zeros. So I tried it.
Yeah. Okay.
And again, sometimes we got to test it. And it was one of these things, even like, this is gonna be the first one without it. I'm like, what's 3 zeros? We'll let it slide just to try it. And it was good. But it was one of those things also, like most of the frequencies I wear probably 2. I don't think I really wear 1 of anything, but the 1,000 hertz is one of the ones like I can't wear 2. It'll make my head explode. It goes so fast and so intense and rampant, and everything is too much for me. So I can't do that. But I think Nadia, she likes it.
Okay. But in saying that, I also wear serotonin.
But yeah, that'll probably be the first frequency we do bring back. The serotonin frequency was amazing, but we only had it in this like kind of pill looking things.
Yeah.
It was a prototype to test, and it worked way better than I thought. So we should have got more, and it was just something that never came back around. But every time it comes up, I'm like, oh yeah, we got to get more of those. So we'll find a cool medium for it. I think we also had it in like, so I even have it here. We had it in like different little pendant things for a little while.
That's cool.
But just nothing that was like absolute. I'm like, yeah, we definitely have to keep this. So, but serotonin definitely has come up enough that it's something that we should revisit. Another thing we'll have really soon. Actually, I want to get to these other questions really quick. And David, he said that he had tried the Flife thing and said it definitely worked. And that's what I'm saying. There's definitely something to a lot of these other things. I just don't know that it's the same as what ours is doing. So I tell everyone to try all the different things, like even the beamer technology. I've heard great, amazing, wonderful things about it. I cannot use it to save my life. It makes my body go insane. So I don't know why, but like my body literally like is trying to get away from itself when I get on a beamer. Or I've had like even the big horse one someone put around my shoulders, and I about punched him in the face, and this thing is heavy, and I threw it off quicker than I don't know how I moved that much weight, but this. So if it works for you, it works for you. That's great, and that's wonderful, and you should always listen to that thing, right? The craziest thing that I've learned about doing this over this time is people listen to other people more than their own experience. And I cannot express the levels of how much that worries me. It makes me scared to go outside. Because if you can have an experience that's real to you and another person can convince you that no, it wasn't, what does your reality look like? That's a very worrisome, troublesome thing to me. So when I'm like, hey, Fliff is no good, if you tried it and it's working for you, keep using it, talk about it to other people, get them to try it out. You know what I'm saying? We all are our own little universe, our own individual. What's going to work on you might not work on me, so on and so on. There's only a handful of things that the human body is duplicated across, but we're also our own individual. You know what I mean? So if it works for you, use it, try it out. And that's one of the reasons that we have our money back guarantee. I want people to have the experience that we're talking about. And if not, send it back, try something else, or send it back and get a refund and try something else elsewhere. Like that's totally okay. Straight from the top. Thanks, Evan. Thanks. Yep, another person with the Fliff. Yeah. I think it's great for the people that have used it. That get it. I just wish I knew what was doing it, and then we could talk about it differently. SJ had mentioned about a frequency for body purification. Okay, so this is a tricky question to me because I'm not sure what you mean by purification in what sense. Because the Schumann resonance is body purification at an electrical level. So that will get rid of electromagnetic pollutions from the body. So that would be body purification. So I'll keep scrolling, but if you can clarify what you mean about that. Sky, copper and silver infused clothing. Brother, you have no idea. You have no idea. I want to do this so bad. so bad. The problem I keep running into is I've not found any designers or any places where they can get me this material to do it in a way that we'd want to do it. That's the thing I keep running into. So like right now we're working on a sleep frequency. But it'll actually be more for rest. But we recently, it's a funny thing, we thought we broke our bed. And so we went and bought a new bed. And then when we were taking the old bed apart, found out we didn't break it. Something just came apart. And so, but we'd already bought the new bed. So I went to get these new sheets, and the sheets happen to be copper infused. And so I was like, oh, we're not even using these. I'm sending these down to Phoenix and running it through the machine and getting the sheet set to the sleep frequency so I can test it out again with the whole sheet. My engineer thinks that that's too much material. It might put me into a coma. I don't know. We're going to find out, though, and I'll let you guys know. So we might have some like sheets or blankets or maybe even a pillowcase. Ideally, this is what I would like to create. And there's enough people, you guys can give me feedback on this. Let me know what you think. So again, earlier, I think everyone was pretty much here. I mentioned I'm not big on the sleep thing. You know, I like rest. So if you actually cover up your forehead and block light from hitting your forehead, where, you know, they say it's where your third eye is, you'll actually get deeper sleep, right? If someone has a migraine or a headache, I'm telling you, just try this out. You guys, I'm sure I've seen those little like cold compressed things to press on your head and put the cool to get the migraine down. I'll tell you, I'm sure the cool helps a bit, but really just this part being covered and light not being able to hit it, if you can do your eyes and that, will make like 90% of migraines go away. I come from a family of people that get migraines, and this was something we figured out a long time ago, right? So that like, as a quick example, so like the hat that I have on right now, have you guys ever seen the like, and Scott, I'm sure you've seen this, like the headbands that are like, they have designs on them and they'll be like selenite infused or they'll be mineral infused or something like that. I thought about making kind of like a headband, like a white headband that you kind of pull over your eyes and your forehead, and it'd just be a light little thing that might be maybe elasticy or stretchy or something that you just put on when you want to sit, meditate, or sit and go to bed. And that frequency will be there, but it will also cut the light excess off. It'll be fully opaque, so no light will come through. And I think we could make something like that. That would be really cool. And that would probably be the first clothing thing that we have. That's my guess. Now, that being said, if I come across a company, and every time I come across a company, no one ever wants to like do a merge or let me buy from them, and that's fine, but that's usually what I try to find, and I've not come across someone that can make it yet. So if you know anyone or anyone knows anyone, please send them my way, and I'd love to get that. Absolutely, that'd be an amazing thing to have.
I take this one on SIBO since yeah. So Devin, I had that when I was in Portland. Actually, when I went to Halos, I actually went there with SIBO, and I started wearing the solar frequency, and I realized it was helping, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then I got a mastery bracelet, and it moved me to Vietnam. But on that, I don't know what supplements you're taking, but I had a doctor there in Portland that gave me some natural options, and I followed that along with a low FODMAPs diet while wearing the solar frequency, along with, of course, the Schumann resonance and other things. And so, as we were talking about earlier, wearing the biotech is going to enhance the effects of whatever else you're doing, including the natural supplements and the low FODMAPs diet combined, and it was gone.
Yeah. And I just saw something else he said too. I think you'd mentioned CMOS in there somewhere. And so this is, I'll speak on that real quick just because you brought it up, and it literally changed my life this year. So if you are going to start taking CMOS, make sure you take a very small amount at a time. Very, very small, like half to a third of what they recommend. I've never been honestly, I've never really been sick my entire life. I'd never been to the hospital, none of that stuff. I started taking CMOS. I was already vegan and really alkaline, and was like, oh, I can have CMOS and get these other minerals and stuff. But I don't know. I think I was just taking too much, and I got it from a very good source, very trust everything. I ended up in the hospital. I thought I was going to die early this year, guys. For real. I've done more blood tests in the last 6 months than I've done my entire life combined, and everything comes back like I'm totally fine. I'm good and healthy now, but for a good 2-3 months of last year, I didn't think I was going to make it. And it all started when I started doing the CMOS. So if you are going to do it, just do it in very small amounts and ease into it, because it can really affect the thyroid. It can affect a lot of things in your body that you're not expecting it to. It does lots of great and amazing, wonderful things and all that. But if you've not been on it from a certain age and you're just throwing it in, go very, very light with it, and make sure you have a lot of water. It can do some things. Let's see. Okay, well, look, we're coming up on an hour. Some people have a lot of questions, some people have not. So I'll give you guys the discount code, at least for right now. And then anyone else to stay and keep talking, we definitely can. But anyone that's got to go, the code is literally QNA, like Q&A, just like what we're doing right now. Let's just put that in at the checkout, and I'll do a buy one, get one free one time for any product that we've got on the site. And if you guys ever have any questions, you can always go to the contact part of the website. You can email directly, halo@mystech.net. And we're going to, again, keep trying to do these at least a few times a month. It's very, very helpful to us. I hope it's helpful to you guys. You guys have asked a ton of great questions, given really, really like invaluable insight to some things and considerations that we've had. So thank you guys so much for all your time and everything. And again, we'll still be here if you guys have any other questions. No, QNA, just those 3 letters. Oh, Sky.
If you're having headaches, guys, make sure you're drinking enough filtered water. Most people have all of these issues, and I promise you, most of them can be solved. One, of course, with biotech, but drink enough water. I don't know anybody that drinks enough water except me.
And me, hey, I drink a ton of water.
Yeah, after talking to me enough. So if you're not sure how much water you should be drinking, ideally you're drinking at least half an ounce per pound of body weight, ideally 1 ounce per pound. If you live in a hotter climate, you're going to need a bit more. If activity is excessive, you're going to need a bit more. Drink enough water, get enough rest, keep your biotech on, your headaches will probably go away. Get enough vitamin D. If you're not getting enough sunshine or vitamin D, get you the sun free.
Yeah, and sunlight, guys, I cannot stress enough. Like me being in the desert, I don't get sunlight like I did when I was in Portland. And so I'm in here, every time I get a phone call, anything, I make myself go outside to get sunlight. Like I'm telling you guys, do not understand how connected we are with the sun and the earth and how important that is. Like I'm telling you, you got a weird day, you got to hit anything at all, go outside for 15 minutes in sunlight. Just do that. And I even go as far as, this will sound crazy, and this is probably for a whole nother call sometime, but like when I'm getting ready to make smoothies or anything like that, all my fruits and vegetables, all my produce, I clean it first, wash it, apple cider vinegar, baking soda, the whole everything, but then I'll take it and put it out in sunlight for 10 to 15 minutes before I eat it to let it reabsorb all the biophotons from the sunlight all over again. And your food will actually taste different. So definitely do that if you guys have an opportunity to. Someone asked about where I was going to be posting it. It'll be on our YouTube channel. Just look up Mystech Movement on YouTube. This year, guys, I'm telling you, last year was really about product development and just changing some things with our distributors, changing things with events. We had a lot of changes last year after getting rebalanced after COVID. This year, we're really going to do our best to get more media, get more videos up, get more conversations, get more. David, you're so welcome, man, and thank you for coming. Great questions, great input. Really, really appreciate it. So this year we'll try to get more of those things. So if you guys ever have anything specific that you'd like to see or know more of, always just message us or message me on IG, social, any of those things. I try to be available, but also, and some of the people that are in here can tell you, I will go off grid and disappear for 3 weeks sometimes because I got to get away from all the humans and I just have to do it. So if that happens, I apologize, but I'm being honest, it will happen for sure. Someone will still get back to you at some point. Don't ever think we're gone. We're just out trying to do the old version of life, which is hard to do now. So we really, when we do it, we really got to do it. Like I'm pretty sure Sky, if you're the same Sky, I might have had an appointment with you last week, and I think I'm up with my kid and I haven't had time to follow up yet, but you're here. So we can definitely get on that, and that'll be cool.
And to answer your question, Sky, on back pain, a few things you can do. 1, obviously drink enough water. 2, train back. I used to have a very chronically painful back until I consistently trained back, and now it's my strongest part, but also I rarely get back pain now. If you have it like in a specific spot, you can take your bracelets and put it there for a period, and it will help a little bit faster. If you need even more, like Kayla said, I can make you some skincare. Bath soaks are great for if you want to soak in it. If you don't want to go that route with the actual tech in it, then you can soak in apple cider vinegar. Epsom salts, baking soda are all really good for relieving aches and pains. And do some stretches. So forward folds, child's pose, things like that, like some yoga moves, static stretching. That's really going to help release tension and back pain. A lot. And if you need any further tips on that, you can find me on Facebook or send us an email. I'm happy to help you get that sorted out.
Yeah, and I can you guys. Thank you. And if you guys, and I can you guys connected with her too. If you can't find her, just hit me up and I can get her. Yeah, easy. I don't know if anyone else has any other questions. I think we covered most everything. That felt like a good podcast to me. I had a good time with you guys. You were awesome. Thank you for showing up. Laura, I'm not gonna lie, I'm very interested to know what you've been making up there this whole time. I mean, put you on the spot, but I'm very curious. It looks like you're doing some intricate work.
I've been cutting this out. Yeah.
Whoa.
So I'm a collage artist.
Wow. That's pretty detailed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have my special scissors. They have a special point, so it makes it a lot easier. So
okay,
it's fun. It's what I do.
That's right. Whenever you're done with whatever that project is, send me a picture, like email it to me. I'd love to see it. That's awesome. Intricate work. I'm a big creation fan, and I feel like that's a big reason a lot of people are depressed and feel lonely and everything. We're not creating. Right. So anytime I've seen someone make something, I'm like, oh, what is it? Oh, show me more. What do you? That's awesome. Yeah. It doesn't matter what it is. Like we got to get back to that. So great job.
That's what's connected to solar plexus.
I lost my bracelet and I stopped making stuff. I got so depressed after I lost my bracelet. I was like, I just didn't feel like it. And I got two of the I think they're the Sophia. Yeah. Yep. And I'm back. And I'm here. So I'm cutting things out again. So
it makes me so happy.
Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying to make everyone nicer. Like that's my ultimate plan with all this is I really feel like most people are mean or rude or inconsiderate, not even on purpose. They just have some type of pain or trauma they've dealt with that they don't know how to release, and it just gets reflected in our day to day. So if we can create simple, uninvasive products that just make that kind of go away or less, then people are nicer. And, it seems to be working. So, so thank you. That feedback is everything. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. Cheers.
Yeah. Same. Someone said I thought it was a T-Rex head. I can see that.
Dee, did you have a question?
I just had a comment, Nalo. Honestly, we've been using your product since 2016 when we met you and Seth at the Happy Valley Farmers Market, and I have to share a success story with the Silver Lightning bracelet. My wife is completely Western medicine, doesn't believe in any of this stuff. For that reason, that particular day, I bought my own bracelet and one for the kids, and she put one on in 2016, and honestly, it came off only a few months ago, and she had no idea why. She wore it all the time. Good times, bad, didn't know why. She took it off, and she started having enormous leg pain afterwards. And it had been happening for months, blamed it on COVID, you name it. There was lots of reasons behind it. And I said, I don't mean to sound condescending, but I noticed that your Silver Lightning bracelet's in the tray here, and you've been talking and complaining about leg pain. Do you think it has anything to do with it? And she was really resistant and said, there's just absolutely no way I want to be tied to this. And I said, you're fortunate. You're 48 years old. That is fixing your ails. And so she put it back on reluctantly and realized it was really doing the trick. And like 2 weeks after that, it actually finally snapped. Hers is all worn around. It's got rust spots on it. And so I was going to order her a new one. So thank you, honestly, for making the biotech, because it brings in that grounding energy and peace and kindness. And you are doing that in the world. And I appreciate it.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. And thank you for sharing that. That's huge. And if you guys still have it, just send it in. We'll send you a replacement.
Oh, we do. My kid, we have our 5G. We lost, a bead on it, and it has to get resized. I got all kinds of stuff because I've just believed in your product since 2016 when I got exposed, and it means the world to me that you're in Arizona enjoying life and continuing to bring creative products for all of us to get back to Earth.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it means a lot.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. And we'll be here. I'm telling you, we're not going anywhere. I'll never ever sell this company. I'll keep it as inexpensive and open and interactive with all you guys as much as possible, because that's what's important to me. You know what I mean? And you guys showing up, like, this is a big deal. We sent this out to a few thousand people, and usually we get a handful of people that show up, and it's not always the same people, but it feels good to know that we are making an impact and that people want to know more and share their stories with us. That's everything. That's how we know it's working, and that we need to continue to improve in all the ways that we can. And right now, our only big area I know is our shipping, because we get stuff from many different places, and we're still a smaller company. And I want to make it better and faster and bigger, but then we have to increase our prices. And so that's what we're going to be juggling this first quarter, is figuring out the good balance to everybody else. And it feels good. And now Nadia's here in the States, so she's been helping me with a ton, and that's made it a lot easier. But yeah, thank you. And I'm saying, if there's something you guys have that's broke, just send it in. We'll send you a replacement. For the pre-5G, if you guys are missing just one bead, if you can, contact me and just let me know which bead it is. And with whatever other replacements, whatever, I'll just send you the one bead if you guys don't mind restringing it, so you don't have to get rid of the whole thing. But if you want us to, you can still send it all in, and we'll do all of it. But if that's easier, like, I think Nadia's sister had broke one and lost like one bead, and she was cool with us just sending her the one bead. It's faster, but however we can work with you, just let me know. We work for you guys.
Well, we always appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're so welcome. You're welcome. And say hi to Portland for me. You guys, a couple people up at Portland. And I got to be honest, I thought I was going to move back. And my son and I went out to visit October, and it's changed so much that I actually didn't want to move back. And I never thought I would say that about Portland. So I think I'm going to try one more visit this spring, maybe. And maybe just have a little different plan of attack of what I'm going to be doing, and see if it wasn't just a bad planning on my end. But Portland is a very magical, beautiful, beautiful place, but I don't know why it felt so different the last time I was there. It was just, it's weird.
Probably the universe telling you to go to Asia.
She's trying to convince everyone to move to Asia for how inexpensive it is out there. She's been out in Thailand and Vietnam having a great time. And so, yeah, we'll see. The world is getting smaller every day. As everything else expands, the world's getting smaller. So who knows where we'll end up. But as long as we're all doing it together and we're focused on happiness and health and compassion for each other, I think we'll make it wherever it is. Mm-hmm. So awesome. Well, thank you guys again for showing up. I'm sure we'll all sit and talk forever. We're those kind of people. We can do it. But we'll get this up on YouTube probably by the end of the week. Mystech Movement. I see Scotty would ask, we'll be doing the Heart of Oneness Expo. I believe that's March 3rd in Edison, New Jersey. I think that's the next one that we'll be at.
We're hoping, the 3rd. I think it's the 3rd through the 5th. That one.
Yeah.
I am a citizen. I just don't want to be. This is the wrong country.
But yeah. So thank you guys. If there's any other questions you have that we missed, just email me and I'll try to get it added in somehow or anything. But otherwise, thank you guys a ton. Yeah, love you guys. We'll do this again really soon.
Thanks, y'all.